Hello everyone, my name is Alan Gorman and I have a guest here today with me who's going to talk about her journey and about her struggles and what she went through and also how she overcame the struggles she went through. So this is my beautiful guest, Rosse Narvaez. Is that right? Yeah?
Yes, that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You did pronounce correctly.
Good. Yeah, so we're both here today just to talk about a little bit about her journey and how she overcame her stuff in life. Before we get into kind of that type of stuff, I'm going to just backtrack a little bit and talk about how we actually met each other. So I met Rosie at an event there a couple of weeks ago. It was an event in the Hilton. As nothing happens for, like, everything happens for a reason, so I end up bumping into her. We end up talking and going for a chat, and I asked her about her story and how long she was over here, because she's from Mexico. Yeah, Mexico.
Mexico City.
Yeah,
I mean Mexico, south of Mexico.
South of Mexico, south of Mexico she's from, but I just got drawn to her I don't know, that's how kind of the spirit works. You get drawn to certain people in certain places and you just have to trust it and not question it. So we end up, there was a lunch break at the event we were at, and we ended up getting talking, and she told me about her story and what she went through, and I was just so inspired by it. I was literally blown away by it, and I was just how much strength she has and how she got through it all. It would take lots of courage, but yeah, so that's how we met. And then I don't know, kind of an idea came to both of us to kind of publish this and talk a little bit more to try and inspire people. So here we are now, and we are going to start talking about Rosie's journey, and I won't be talking as much. So Rosie,
Alright.
how are you?
Good. So first of all, thank you very much for this talk, for your time. The first time that we met, that actually, as you already said, we are going to do great things, right?
Yeah.
By just sharing what we have been through in this life.
Mm.
So here we are.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. So someone actually texted me on social media asking, how did it begin? Like, how did it? What's the name of the skin condition actually?
It is called Vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo, yeah.
How did it come a place? Like, as far back as you can remember, when did it did it start appearing on you? Were you born with it, or did it just come upon you?
No, I didn't born with that. It is basically a skin condition that can come out at any age. I mean, it doesn't. It is not know the cause of it exactly. It could be like for emotional things, or it could be like from that you get it from your parents, or maybe you have I don't know, any condition that you just get it. I mean, that is actually an unknown cause of it. But I was little when I got it though.
Yeah. So just to back up a little bit, so you understand more. So you're saying it can come on at any age. You're not born with it.
Exactly.
But it can actually get triggered from maybe an emotional experience, like
Yes.
it's some type of trauma or stress, or.
Exactly.
But it could come from maybe the family when you were not born yet, or could it happen like when you were younger and then it just kind of comes into place then?
It can happen at any age. I mean, like as you said, it's triggered by any trauma or emotion
Okay.
thing. For instance, let's say it can happen also as an adult. If you're working, if you are under too much stress,
Oh.
and then you don't know how to handle that, eventually the emotion has to come out of the body. So it just happened that
Right,
might
right.
be that.
I understand. So I'm just going to state it out here. So basically, vitiligo, it can happen at any age. And it's mostly caused by, like, they don't really know the proper proof of it yet, do they?
No,
But they have like suggestions that it caused from maybe stress or depression or anxiety. But it can, like, obviously if you're a child and you're around family who are like that, you're gonna pick up how they're feeling. So that can probably trigger off. So yeah. So.
Yeah, it is related to the immune system.
Oh, okay.
So, but nobody is extent of that.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no proper proof of it yet. They're still kind of doing research on it.
Exactly. Yeah, it affects like maybe 2% of the population. So
Yeah.
like it is not really a treatment that has been
I get you.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's undergoing thing.
Cool. So, what age were you when it happened?
I was 6. I was
6.
little. Yeah, and
What were you like when it happened? Like when it appeared on you, what were you? Did you know what it was when it happened, or?
not really. I mean, I was just, I was just a kid, a girl, and I remember crying because,
Sure.
I was just doing some, having bad behavior at home, like when a girl, a little boy or girl cries, and I just remember that, and then apparently after that I cried for hours, and it just started to appear like in my face a
So,
little bit.
On your face, was it?
The very first one, yes, it was
Okay.
on my face. It was like in this area,
Jeez,
something.
Yeah.
It went away, of course, and then it came back, and then it went away. So, but that was the very first spot that I had.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what was, and I am from a very small town in Oaxaca, in Mexico, and back that time we didn't have, like enough resources, no doctors, like people around there, didn't know like what was, and I was taking treatments, but they were not actually working on me, so I kind of just grew with it.
Yeah. You're kind of probably losing faith
Yeah.
for them to help you.
Well, I think faith is a huge topic because I've never lost that.
Yeah.
That
Good.
always was my mind, like it's gotta be somebody that finds the cure, but in the meantime I was just living with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
kind
start to slowly accept it. And so, how are you growing up? Like how was your life when you got it at that age? What, five was it? You got a five or six?
Six.
So
I was 6.
what age? Like how was your life at 6 up until maybe your teenage and middle 20s? Like how was it? How was your life? Like how did you deal with it? And how was people towards you? Like what way was your life? How did your life pan out since that happened?
Sure, that's a very good question because it's my whole journey, my whole life.
Yeah.
And as I began with this, first of all, I didn't care because I was just a child. I didn't know what was
Didn't
going on.
understand it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then as I was getting an idea of what was that, at school, kids used to call me things, to give names, and then I started to feel like, oh, maybe this is not right, or maybe it's something bad. It wasn't instantaneously that I got a feeling that this was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Eventually, with time, I said maybe this is something bad.
Because people were kind of pointing
Exactly.
it out and like
Especially
putting you down.
kids, like my
Kids, because that's what kids do,
Exactly.
because they're taking their anger and pain out, Yeah.
I know, but I don't blame them.
No.
As a kid you can do anything, and you're just innocent.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
if you don't know how to deal with that, eventually that will cause you some things in the future. So because if you don't know how to cope with that, if you don't have the support in that time, like, oh, okay, don't worry, that's not gonna happen. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the positive thoughts about that, or
Yeah.
encouragement. That could help. That helps a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, like, how are you? Like, did you have to, like, was there a time in your life where you didn't want to come out of your house or anything, or was there a time in your life where you just really felt so insecure and just really felt that everyone was judging you? Like, did you get to a point where you just didn't want to leave your house or anything?
Actually, not live in the house, but I actually adopt the belief that I could not go outside without covering myself.
Oh, okay.
Like
in the same way, because you didn't feel like you had it on you then. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been for years and years that it has been like that until last year and a half
Really?
that I actually accept myself.
Amazing.
That I actually said it's okay with it because I don't know. It just happened.
Yeah.
But in my whole life, I was just struggling with that. I was fighting every single day. Like, okay, what am I gonna wear? It has to be long sleeve, because I do have it in my arms, in my legs. So I was all covered up, and then it came to a point where I had on my face, and I started to use makeup. You know, like.
Did you have it recently on your face?
Recently,
When was the
last year.
Last year.
Last
Okay.
year, I had it, and I started a treatment. Actually, it was last January 2018.
So it's recent enough.
Yeah, and I did a treatment, and it went away. So now it's gone.
Amazing.
Yeah. So but before it went away, you know, I used to cover up with makeup
Yeah.
because I was so insecure. I was so like I don't know. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insecure. Like I didn't want people to look at me because I thought they were, I don't know.
For sure, totally understand. So, what was the process like of growing up? What like let's say we move out your young age and teenage age, and you start going into the healing process. Like, what approaches did you take to start like accepting yourself and loving yourself more, and basically just accepting it and loving yourself no matter what who or what you are? Like, what approaches, like, did you go to classes? Did you read? What did you do to try solve it?
Yeah, actually, you know, it's been a long process because I hold so many emotions within me. Like when I was a kid, maybe I didn't pay attention to all those details that back in that time would hurt to me. You know, and maybe I didn't say anything, and I just kept that to myself. And so it was like, it is like when you are collecting things, you know, you put things and then you never look at it, and then it just evolves.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it was like that for years. I mean, since I was a kid and a teenager, whatever, and it came to a point where I couldn't handle anymore anything else, and that was the time that I said no more.
What was your thoughts? Sorry for interrupting. What was your thoughts on your, like? It's a few brief thoughts that you were feeling like, oh, I'm not good enough, or why am I like this? Were they the questions you were kind of asking yourself?
Back in that time.
Yeah.
Well, I was just living with, you know, like going with the flow.
Yeah.
Back in that time.
But it was still in your mind that you weren't happy with it. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, I was not happy at all.
Okay, but you're just pretending you were, in a sense.
Actually, I don't know if I was pretending because I wasn't happy at all.
Oh,
so I was
right. Alright, so you were just living with it even though you did. So you were kind of going through a time of just like depressed or really sad for a long period of time.
Flat.
For a long period, was it?
Yeah, just like flat, you know, because
really? Yeah, that was very tough.
It was, yeah. So that's now that, you know, I overcame that situation, that I accept myself, I know how people feel.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the point of sharing my story. So like I've been through, I understand what you're talking about. I know, you know.
Yeah.
And back in that time, I remember I didn't even want to go to the beach, because
really?
you know.
And it's sunny. It's sunny in Mexico, is it?
Oh yeah.
So you didn't want to get So what did you say that was challenging?
It was a really challenge for me. So but now it's history, and now I can laugh at it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what was your approach? Yeah, because we were getting to the approach. What approaches did you take for accepting yourself and loving yourself? Like, where did it start feeling right? Where did you start noticing, Jesus, this what I'm doing is working? You know what I mean? Did you go to any teachers, or what type of work did you do on yourself to kind of accept that?
First of all, I touched the bottom.
Yeah, rock bottom.
Yeah, because
we always have to hit there before we make. We always have to hit rock bottom until we change. Yeah. That's the way we work. We always need to feel so much pain until we do something.
I know.
But we actually can change before it gets to that. But we don't.
Yeah, but I did.
Yeah,
I did
fair
coach.
play.
Yes, and I said I actually literally have two options. Either like keep going down or go up.
Yeah.
So I actually took the decision, and I said, this is not the life that I want. You know, I deserve more. And then I started, first of all, my first step was I got close to God, because I didn't know Him. You know, like, actually I was not close to Him at all.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine invited me to go to a church, and then I didn't want to go, and I was so mad with God, because I said, why you're not in my life?
So you're kind of blaming God for it, in a sense.
Yeah, for a long time. I said,
that's what most people do for us. Yeah.
Because, you know, like, if you see your life around and it is a mess, how come you can believe in that?
Yeah.
I was in that point.
Yeah. So yeah, I
So
understand.
a friend of mine invited me to go, and I went, and I felt that connection. And I didn't know what it was, but I said, there's gotta be something here that is just make connection with me, and I didn't know what was that. So, and I could say that that was the beginning of my new path.
Amazing.
Yeah, because I don't know, then I just started to read, to ask, and I trust.
Yeah.
I remember that day I said, I don't know what's going on with my life. I don't know what you're going to do with my life.
Were you saying this
But
to
I
yourself?
trust.
As in talking to God, like
Yes.
a spirit or
Yes.
whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter what you label it, God, spirit, energy. It's all the one. But you found that within. Did
Yes, and because I was to the point to I felt like I was going to break, and I trust. I said, I don't know what you're doing, but I trust you, and that was the very first time that I actually trust God.
No way.
And I kind of saw a difference in my life because I was coming through not only Vitiligo, but I did have other type of problems. You know, we had recently had a loss in our family, so that also affect. You know, like it was all together.
Of course.
And I mean, Vitiligo, back in that time, it was just like the drop of the glass. You know, like it was not everything. So, but I trust, and I said something good is going to happen in my life. But I kind of I saw it. I don't know how, but I said I don't know how, but I know I'm going to get through this.
Yeah.
And then I just started to be connected with myself, with God. I trust Him, and since that time, I just haven't been separated from Him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like.
It's amazing, and it's
Yeah,
it's a very very powerful story, because that's usually where it comes to a point. It comes to a point where we feel so much pain in our life that we don't want to go through anymore, and this is the thing. The only answer is to look within. You know what I mean? Like, as this like inspiring lady has gone through so much, especially like with it on our parents, but like she's not. We're all the same. You know what I mean? She accepted herself from looking within. She went through her struggles with like insecurities, not loving herself. Why me? And she changed that why to me to say, that's why me, because it made her who she was. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I think it's very powerful to hear this story, as in like the answer is to look within. You know what I mean? Look within and find your God, and like find your God, or spirit, or soul, or whatever you want to call it, energy, love. It doesn't matter what you call it. It just matters that you look within and find it, because like if you're going through struggles or pain or insecurities, like the only way to overcome that is looking within. And as Rosie said here is, well, she went to church. It doesn't actually necessarily mean you have to go to church, but what else did you do? You read the books?
Yes, and after that, I think that was the beginning of my new life. Because that was the moment that I believed. I believe in God. And then I said, oh, God is everything. God is everywhere. I read, I was reading some other books, and besides the Bible, because I just love to read. And I came to the point that, I mean, you just have to feel God and trust. You don't exactly have to go to a church. I did go because that was the beginning of my path. But
you can still go now?
Yes, I do. But I do it like in a sort unique way. You know, because I think God is within you.
Exactly. There you go. God is within.
Yes, and you can be out there in the nature and just be connected with trees and with the flowers and the animals, and then you still a connection. You know, you get me. So but I think you have to look to yourself, like rethink, like what's going on, why are you doing this, you know. And then I also came to be more aware of what I'm doing, like why that thing happened to me. Like for instance, I said, why Vitiligo? Why me? Why not any other person? Why not another member of my family? Why not? You know, like because when you are at that stage, you just judge and you just want to get rid of it. You know, like take me out of this. I don't want to do this because it's so much painful. It's hard, and I was blaming. But then I got to a point where I said, oh, vitiligo made me, maybe it was for me to make me this person.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, like, because if I had not gone through those struggles, maybe I wasn't the person I am right now.
Exactly. Well said. Yeah.
So it is just like take a decision to overcome the problems. I think the problems are there for you to look at it.
Yeah.
Because if not, if you don't look at it, they'll always be behind.
Yeah.
You have to look at them.
Yeah, for sure. Notice them.
Exactly.
Notice them and accept them. But as you said, like, it's not about pretending they're not there. Like, you accept it, you know what I mean? Accept it, okay, and then, you know what I mean? But I know exactly what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Not pushing them away, because they keep coming back to haunt you. You know what I mean? As you were living your life, like, as you said, like, just feeling flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Feeling flat and pretending, like, I don't know if you were pretending I wasn't there, but you were just kind of pretending to accept it, but you didn't accept it on an emotional.
That's right.
You didn't accept it on an emotional level. You know, the type of way. But as you said, you reached a point in your life that you hit rock bottom, and you said, I can't live like this anymore. And you basically took your life in your own hands. You stopped blaming. You stopped saying, why me? You stopped blaming outside stuff. You stopped blaming other people, and you just took responsibility and said, I can be happy regardless of where, what, who I am, what I have on me, anything. And
Yeah.
by the sounds of it, it looks like you've mastered that. You know what I mean? And that's a very, very hard, challenging thing to do, for sure, is to be able to come out and talk about. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, you just said something that remind me something.
yeah, okay.
when you said like I just like you get used to, you know, like I accept the condition as it was, but I didn't accept it within.
Yeah.
It is more like when you have a problem, when you have an issue, when you have a situation, and you don't know how to fix that, you just accept it and you just go with the flow. And life is not that way, you know, because if something bad is happening to you, or if you are not happy, or if you are not comfortable right now, and you say, I can't change that, you know, maybe you're not happy at a job, at work, and you said, but you know, I can't do anything about it. So you just go with the flow and you accept that situation because you don't know, or you don't want to see that you can do something better.
Yeah,
you know,
well
that's
said. Yeah, that's very, very good point. No one wants, because they think it's too hard to change, so they just pretend that they can't do something. They pretend, yeah, exactly, well said, exactly. You pretend that you can't do anything about it, but then when you get to a point where you feel too much pain, you actually have to do something about it.
Exactly.
And that's where we always reach that place. We always reach a place until we have to, rather than like basically stopping it before it gets to that point. Because when you become more aware, you actually realize, right, this is, if I keep going on like this, is going to be a problem. You can stop it there, or you can wait till it becomes a huge problem. But that's the way we work. We always wait, and we always turn the blind eye and pretend that this isn't a problem. But when it gets to huge, you just make it worse. As you just said, you pretend that you can't do anything. That's a very good point.
Yeah, I remember recently I was writing an article about that, like when people just get used to things, and you said, like, okay, why am I going to do this? Why should I go through a healing process if I already know how to live with it? No, that's kind of then accepting your current condition because you're not willing to look for different ways. I don't want to say to fight, you know, but like, you know, the world out there is, I mean, we live in abundance, and that's how I feel. Like, you just have to ask and then you receive.
Exactly.
And that's how, like, that's how I move. You know, I walk by faith, and I know that my next step, it will just come to me. I don't know, I just trust.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the key, is trusting, even trusting your struggles, you know what I mean? That's a tough one, trusting your struggles. As in, like, I'm not saying, like, I don't mean like as in trusting them, as in like just leaving them there, you know what I mean? Like trusting that what you're going through is going to make you stronger. So we just have to trust everything, because everything does work out in the end. As you've gone through your hard times and you've come out the bright side of it, you know, the type of way. Remember there was something in that book, what was it?
Oh yeah, before this chat we were talking, and I was reading a book, and I just opened up, and what was that?
She
And
opened
I
up a
just
page in
read,
the book, yeah.
it is in Spanish though, but anyway, it says that illness is a way to look in the outside. Am I translating right?
No, look, illness is to look intern.
In the outside, but
No,
health,
eternal is inside. So illness is a way to make it look within.
and
Eternal, wait, internal, external. Oh, external, that's
yes,
outside.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah. It's in Spanish.
it is in Spanish. So illness is a way to look outside, and peace is when you look inside of it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, and basically that's everything about my journey, because you know, when you keep trying to look in the outside, you will never be
Yeah.
full.
And that's the thing. That's what majority of people are doing. It's like they feel down, so they go on a week holiday. They'll eat that certain food. They'll do the alcohol. They'll get in They get in a relationship just to not feel lonely. They'll buy a new car. All this outside stuff. But would you ever notice that you keep buying more and more and more of the outside stuff, and it's not doing the work?
I think that's a waste of time.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong. I have a point. Because if you actually look inside, like, first of all, you have to know yourself. Like, what is it that I like? What is it that I'm here for? You know, what do I enjoy? And then from that point, you just kind of enjoy your life without going out there feeling that emptiness that you have within with different material things.
Yeah.
You know, like, because sometimes you think those things are going to make you happy, but at the end of the day, no.
Exactly, and exactly well said. And the way to look at that is, are you happy? Are you happy?
Exactly.
Like, that's how you know. Are you truly happy? You got that thing you wanted. Is that making you happy? And the only way I can speak about this is because I've experienced it myself. I love me fashion. I bought clothes, cars, whatever. Like, but I noticed that that's not the answer. You know what I mean? And I'm not speaking of something I don't know about. I've experienced it all. Like not all, but I've experienced what I'm speaking about. I've experienced buying the new clothes, the nice clothes, the nice cars, or going to the nice holidays. I've experienced all that, and it doesn't nowhere near compare to this feeling when you look inside.
Yes.
It's actually it's the best drug you can ever take is inside. It's so good. And from Rosie's story as well, like from how she overcame her struggle with her skin condition, she looked within, and she probably did go outside looking for stuff like to try make her feel happy. Did you try to do that? Looking for stuff outside?
Actually, I was looking for external treatment.
There you go, external treatment. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I was like, I'll see if you said it. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I was so obsessed to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know, like because I didn't accept myself, I used to look at the mirror and I said, I look ugly. I just don't look what I see. You know, like pretend, and that's why I cover up with makeup. And then I just got to a point where the external things or the external treatments were not doing the effect until the last one that I took. But before that, I kind of got in tune with myself, because I said,
it wasn't the treatment, you done that inside. It was you or your own treatment.
yes, because I put the intention. I said, okay, I'm going to take this treatment, but I know for sure that is going to work for me.
Yeah, you heal yourself with your own thought, and that's the thing. Like, obviously the treatment probably played a part in it, but it was because you believed that was gonna. It's like
that
you just needed that little thing, just rather than trying to do it with your own thought. But like, that's the thing. Thoughts can make you sick, and thoughts can heal you. And as you can see there, like really her thought healed herself. Or intention, she thought this is gonna work. Her intention and her thought, and she felt it. And then she took the treatment, and she took numerous of treatments before, and it didn't work. But she didn't feel that same intention as this one, and it worked. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know where it was before you took the treatment. It was all over her face before she actually took this treatment, and it's progressed so much as far as Rosie's saying. So everything is inside you.
Yeah, and that came after I had a connection with God. After, you know, like everything came after I met God.
Yeah.
After I got connected, and as you said, you can call it different names of God, but I know it is just one source that you can get connected
One
to.
source, exactly.
And just get in tune with it. I mean, we're not alone. And I just thought to myself, I believe, I have faith, and I said, this is going to work for me. and it did work. And I remember by the time that I was doing the treatment, and I used to say like, to talk with myself, you know, like, yeah, this is something I'm doing for you. We are a team. You know, I love you so much.
Yeah,
and
that's good. Yeah, do that myself. I always talk to
I
myself.
thought it was crazy, but I did, and it worked for me.
Yeah, amazing.
So now, when I share this treatment, because I said it worked for me in 3 months, so it might be good for other people as well.
Yeah.
But I always said it doesn't matter what treatment you take, it matters what you put, how much faith you put in it.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, because that worked for me, but I've heard like some people take this treatment and it works, and I know that it's working, the faith that is within you.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, 100%, totally agree with you. So basically what she was saying is, like, she was talking to ourselves, she was saying positive words, like, so
Yeah, they did.
in another way, like affirmations, like, I love you selves, or I am happy, or I'm beautiful, I love myself. So that's the thing, the power of thoughts and the power of words and the power of speaking to yourself, you know what I mean? Speaking to yourself with like, you think that if Rosie was speaking to herself in a negative way, she would be where she is now. She started to change her approach to herself. She started loving herself more. She started talking kind to herself, and the outcome of it is now she's confident in herself, and you know what I mean, she's getting through it, and she has big dreams as well. But it was a pleasure. But I have one question before we wrap this up, right? If you had a chance now to not have this skin condition, would you?
No, I think that's part of my life. Without a second thought, I would say, no, this is my story, this is what God gave me, this is something that makes me grow. I mean, I don't blame anything. Yeah. Nothing in the past has been wrong. Maybe I just had a different perspective of everything that happened to me. Yeah. But now I can see things differently. So now it is not a problem to me to show up. You know, like, I don't care what people think about me. Like, if people in the street sees me or whatever, and I feel comfortable with me, with my body, with myself. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think that's the only thing that matters, how you feel with you. Yeah. You know, because I truly believe in self-love and self-acceptance. So the others will just accept as you are, because
you do. Once you accept everyone, they can they'll feel you're confident towards yourself.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean? So
that's life.
You keep it, yeah. So that's pure acceptance, you know what I mean? But this is us here. I hope this inspired you, and I hope you can take something from this video and maybe show a friend or family member or work colleague or anybody who you feel like this will help. Because this video is just trying to help inspire and just help you to look within more and realise that you are perfect the way you are, regardless of what you look like, where you are, anything, you know what I mean? So I hope this inspires, and I'd like to say you can connect with Rosie if you want on Facebook or Instagram or I'll leave the Facebook name of Rosie's Facebook and Instagram under this video. And also it would be great if you could like and subscribe to this and just basically share this positive message, spread all over the world, and just help expand this so we can reach more people and help more people and just inspire, help people. Like, it's not about controlling people, it's actually about helping them look within and finding their true God or energy and love and living through it, because you live a different life. You really truly will live a different life, and the only way I know this is experiencing it, and same with Rosie, the only way she's experiencing it as well, and this is the idea, is to help us look within. Everything is perfect within, you know the way. So thank you so much, Rosie. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your story. Yeah, thank you. You want to say goodbye to the people?
Sure.
Any positive message before we go?
Sure. First of all, thank you for listening to this and watching this video. So as we just talk, just be thankful for what you have in life. Live in the moment. Live one day at a time, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. So whatever you're doing right now, just live it with passion and believe in yourself, believe in God, and have faith. Everything is available for you. You just have to go and get it. So God bless you all.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Like and subscribe.